Hey guys, hey guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you good. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take a few sips before we start, because that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm drinking some type of bush tea. It's very good. So as everybody's gathering in, I would ask that you guys would just double tap the screen if you can, like, subscribe, and share. Turn on your notification bells, and let other people know that you're here as well. I am streaming on multiple platforms right now. You can absolutely watch the replay on either Twitch or YouTube. So if you missed anything, or if you feel like you want to rewatch, please do so. Today is all about let me explain myself. So, a lot of you may have come across me, maybe you know me from different platforms, from fitness, from printing clothes, or just maybe you've seen me at an event and you've decided to support the company by whatever means you were able to do so. And I am very much so thankful for that. Sorry, y'all, I'm just adjusting one of these. I'm very much so thankful for that. Um, but today, I really want you guys to kind of know who I really am. So if I literally cannot see the chats, I just see things flashing here and there. But we're going to be doing a little poster board, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit. So where this is all stemming from, let me just start with the poster. So, in order for you to get to know me, you're gonna have to know where it all started, right? And basically, we're all born, right? Let me move this aside. We're all born. This is the world. This is the world, right? And this is you, or this is me when I was born. You see that? I hope you can. If anything, just zoom on in. This is the world. This is when I was born. The world loved me because I was a little baby, right? This is baby Joy. So there was an even exchange. Then, as I became an adolescent, the world wasn't so happy. That's the exchange. The world, let's put this world, baby Joy, then Joy, kid, and this is the world. As an adult, this is Joy as an adult. You see the different stages that we've gone through thus far. When we're all first born, everybody loves us. Then, as we get older, you become a little bit disappointed. But here's the clincher. So does joy. Hold on, let me make joy a little bigger. So then, as we get older, we join forces with the world and how we don't like us. And somewhere along the line, fortunately, I decided to go on a journey, let's say. In between that time, between a kid and adult, I've gone on this journey. Hence how I was able to keep my happiness. But the world still didn't care, but was still upset. Now, I use this as an example and just myself, because you can put yourself in this category. At some point in time, there was love. The world was happy to see us because we're cute and innocent, tiny, agile, sponge, ready to be learning different things and just beautiful. Then as we get older, the world, whoever that encompasses for you, gets a little bit more disappointed. And then you join in that disappointment as well, because you don't like what you see either in your kid stage. Some people never go on a journey. So they skip the journey and they're in adulthood. And some people end up staying on the world side. With that same disappointment. Love, maybe not. And no. There are so many people who agree with what the world says and how the world may view them. And this is all coming from, I just found out that one of my relatives committed suicide. And I can't help to think that at some point, maybe they were on a journey, maybe they weren't, to understand that they still can be happy as an adult. Maybe, I don't know. But they started seeing themselves in a world perspective. Unhappy, not good enough, just so much pain that they no longer wanted to be a part of the world. And then there's death. The world continues. But you don't. How can we get back to here where the world can see us in our innocence, the world can see us in our potentials, the world can see us in our beauty, so that less people feel this way along the way, who never ever really get to go on that journey. This sadly is how a lot of people, whether it's you or someone you know, this is sadly how a lot of people feel. Some people go on their journey, some people don't. Some people go on their journey and never follow all the way through. But somehow get this jaded perspective that they're not good enough, that they're not lovable enough, that they're not worth enough, that they can't do anything. It absolutely broke my soul, and I'm still very messed up about it, to know that my relative was in that much pain. And not just my relative, but there's so many other people who are in that much pain, where they feel like there's nowhere to turn, no one to talk to, no resolution to come. So this is the only viable solution that makes sense to them, so they no longer have to be a burden on the world. Let me move this over a little bit. So, solutions, right? Because we don't have to just focus on how bad things are, but we can focus on how we can make things better. Now, again, I don't know if you who may be watching a replay or you watching right now have any inkling or any thoughts of no longer wanting to be around. Maybe you have suicidal thoughts. I don't know. But just know that there's a couple of things that are very true. Even though it may seem like the world doesn't love you, doesn't care about you, doesn't think you're worthy of anything, there will always be one person, at least one person, who's gonna love the hell out of you. There's always gonna be one person. Always. Always will be one person that's gonna love you, and that's gonna be concerned about you, and that's always wondering how well you are doing. Always one person. So if that's the only thing that you can hold on to that will help you get through the next day, then so be it. But here's the thing. If you happen to be that one person, please make kindness evident in all of your dealings. That takes a lot of humility and it takes a lot of discipline to actively show kindness if you are that one person, so that it can always lead to love to whoever needs it. So if you're that one person, show kindness, and that could be just picking up the phone, calling, seeing how you're doing, saying, hey, I care about you, I'm wondering about you, showing up when you don't have to, showing up when you do have to, just showing up and being present. That is kindness. Oh wow, we're gonna draw our little circle of love. While you're showing kindness, make it very evident that you want to be active in their life. Showing activeness and kindness will help this one person that needs it desperately. We're talking about the one person who is in need, so that we don't have to hear stories like I just told you today about my relative committing suicide. This just happened. I just found out last night. Like, the whole story. And it just makes me want to talk about it even more. We're all surviving, right? We promise to never be defeated. We can have that in our mind, but we need that one person. At least that one person. So when you're showing kindness and you're active, what's the next thing that can happen? When you're showing kindness and you're active in that life, what else? Think about it. What else can you do if you're that one person? You don't have to if you're that one person, you don't have to have an award. Let's just put an award. No award needed. So that means you don't need to be considered like the savior of this person. You just genuinely are showing true love so that this person can survive. So that this person can survive from this. Being born into love. Shown lots of love. Then when you get a little bit older, a little bit disappointed, and then you turn and join the ranks of that disappointment. But then one day, because of this one person, you go on your journey. And as you're growing into an adult, you can go this way. Or you can go that way. We need more people going this way into adulthood. Taking that journey to becoming more WHOLE. This is what I keep talking about all the time. This is exactly what I keep talking about all of the time. When I say we can become more whole as a community, as a society, it's because we go on the journey. But because of this journey, it's due to at least one person showing us love and a guide. Because they need it. In order to know what love is, you need all of this. And maybe we can save one person from suicide, one person from killing another person, maybe one person from not feeling like their purpose or ever can find a purpose, because you were effective enough to make them want to go on that journey. So as an adult, some of those traumas that happened all the way in this area, where you were doubting yourself just as long along with the world, you were doubting yourself, you were not loving yourself, you felt like the world was right about you, you're bad, you're no good, you're never gonna amount to anything. That could turn around and you can become more WHOLE as an adult. And then there's no death. At least not by your own hand, not by your own desire, not by your own will, but naturally, or as natural as that could be, but not by your own demise. And that one person never gives up. Showing love to the one in need. We are all going to be on both sides. At one point in life, we are all going to be on both sides. It's like a little scale. I don't know how to draw a scale. Think of a scale. The scale of justice. Just think of the scale of justice. We're all teetering on both sides. But sometimes, if we go on our journey, we can balance the scale so it's this way. So the scales are like this instead of like that. Too much over here or too much over there, too much over here, too much over there. But if we can balance, we can be more whole. And then you, who are in need, can now in turn become the one person for the next person who needs you more. And then next person. Then the next person. This side shouldn't have too many people. But right now, as I see it, there are so many people who are in need of at least one person to help them see what love is. This is how I see the world right now as it is. There's so many people who are hurting. There's so many people who actually go through with it, like my relative. But if we all practice being that one person, then you could actually start a revolution to help all of these people who are in need of love. It's simple, but yet very complex in some ways. Because there's different things that happen. We sometimes traumatize each other and we forget to be this person, but sometimes we go back and forth with each other. And you know, here's us going back and forth with each other, fighting. Just fighting each other. This has to stop. This has to stop. Because while we're fighting each other, there are people who need us, who are in worse condition than whatever we're fighting over. Let me tell you the severity of suicide in my head. A person who can't even speak for themselves because they're in that much pain. A person that sees the world but can't touch it because they're in that much pain. A person who sees the world but are in that much pain because nobody sees them. We're all too busy living our own lives. We're all too busy trying to get the bag sometimes. We're all too busy trying to chase dreams and love and all of that other stuff. Nothing bad. There's nothing bad with wanting to chase all of those things. There's absolutely nothing bad about it. But we can't forget that there are people who just need a little bit of help. Just a little helping hand. So that they can come over that hump and won't get to the desperation point of wanting to take their own lives. Because they're not seen, they don't feel loved, they don't feel useful, they don't feel fulfilled, they feel ignored, they feel invisible. How many times have you felt those things? How many thoughts have gone across your mind? Because I know we've all been on this side. Absolutely have been on this side. We've all been on this side. My little poster is leaning, whatever. We've all been on this side where we've been in desperate need. Some of us have been in desperate need. Some of us have been in need. And then sometimes we are in so much desperate need that we just start to function and think that's normal. To not know what love is, to not feel love, to not feel like giving love, to not be feeling like we need to be active in other people's lives with love, to not feel like we don't need an award, to not feel like that we can be a guide for someone else, to not feel like we don't have to give up on love. We've all been there. I have. How else can I get there if I didn't go on my journey? There's always a reason to become who you are. Better, hopefully. And maybe once we become more whole, we'll want to actively be a participant of being that one person for someone else. Now, I'm not saying we need to go out there and try to, hide and seek and be like, ooh, who's in need? Oh, you look like you're nothing like that. I'm just saying in our daily practices and our daily walk, hold the door open for someone. Let someone go in front of you. Smile a little more. Look at people instead of in your phone while you're walking down the street. Spend a little time noticing the little intricacies of the world, of nature. Spend a little time, just a little bit more time, maybe not honking your horn. I'm guilty. Because you just never know who is behind that wheel that needs just a little break, i.e. LOVE. Just a little bit. I was at an event last night when I found out that my relative was gone. For real gone. And I was in need. I was in absolute need. But I still put a smile on because I didn't want anybody to feel like they had to do something for me, like to feel bad for me. So I didn't speak on it. And this is where some of us are. We need people, but we don't speak up because we don't want to put people out of their own way. But that one person wants to go out of their way to help you get your need. See, there's levels, there's different levels to this. There's absolute different levels to this. I understand it. Because I was in need last night. I sort of spoke up. But because I've been on a journey, I know that there's little simple things that could just make me feel better. But there are not, every one of us are not the same. There are some people who will be like how I was last night, in need, not speak up at all, and let that fester into fighting with others because you never resolved that need of love. And God forbid if it gets worse, you'll agree with how the world sees, or you'll agree with what you think the world sees people in general, and then death. Don't feel like you're inconveniencing people if someone genuinely asks you if you are okay. If you are not okay, speak up. I literally am not okay. I'm not expecting anybody to come run to my aid or anything like that. But I'm just being honest. And as you guys sit here, whether you're in this live or not, maybe you're watching a replay, just you by being here alone, listening to me speak alone, is fulfilling the kindness, being active in my life, not needing a reward, guiding me to know that I'm all right, and never giving up on me. Simple things. That's just me. But as I said, we can reach people who are in need that don't speak up by simply practicing acts of kindness until it becomes a habit. In a room full of people, I assume there's at least one or two who are in desperate need of love. But like I was last night, just put a smile on my face as if nothing happened, nothing traumatic happened to me or anything of that nature. And I just kept pushing on. Y'all, please, if someone genuinely asks you, or even if they don't genuinely ask you, if someone asks you if you are okay, you have the responsibility at that point to tell the truth. I've spoken about this on Hello World a few times ago, like years ago, maybe when I first started Hello World. Just start telling the truth. Hence, honesty equals freedom, the shirt that I created. Hence why that was created. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the more free you can be with others. And the more free you can be with others, the more you can become that one person that can help a lot of other people who are in need. If I never went on my journey, I would not be here as one person that could be helping many people. I don't need an award. I just need to know that you pay and want to survive another day. That you don't feel as crummy as a person who actually goes through with committing suicide. Feeling that helpless, feeling that alone, feeling that ignored, feeling that unloved is something that breaks my heart. Knowing that there are plenty of people in the world that feel that way. So if you happen to be that person who feels that way, please know I'm trying to be that one person for you. I don't need you to tell me like, oh my God, Joy, that's me. I don't need that. I just need you to know that you are loved. You are important. You are necessary to be on this side to help others along the way in their journey. Got a restriction. I don't care. Get censored by saying the truth. That's okay. The truth is the truth. I'm going to sum it all up right now because I don't know, I've been on for 36 minutes. I'm going to sum it up all right now. We need to get back to where love began. When we were cute, when we didn't know any better, when all we did was smile and everybody else laughed and felt loved. When all we had those big, cute, cuddly cheeks and cute, cuddly this, that, and the other. We need to get back there so that we can become that one person that can help others who are maybe in need, so that there's no or limited amounts of fighting amongst each other, or limited amounts of people feeling alone and left out, limited amounts of people who feel like the only way that they can feel better is to escape living life alone. People who don't feel that they have a potential anymore. People who feel like they don't have anything to contribute anymore. People who don't feel like their existence wouldn't kill another person because they're not there. We are linked to each other. And sometimes when we break that link, other things have to fuse it back together, but that's okay. But that's okay, because the more we don't give up and become that one person, become more whole, the less we have to hear stories about what I just said. So my question to you is, are you willing to be that one person for many people? Are you willing to give up a little bit of your time and a little bit of your ego to let other people go in front of you? Let other people have a little bit more glory than you, if it'll make them feel better. And I'm not saying like glory as in them, you letting them feel like they're better than you. Just glory that they can actually feel like they can contribute things. Would you be willing to be that person that could just see beyond the natural eye and start living life through what God, your maker, creator, wants us to live through? Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to sacrifice your feelings sometimes and your pride when it means that you have to apologize when you don't understand why you have to apologize, but you do it for the sake of humanity and for the sake of life being at peace? Because that all creates and equates to being that one person. Life is so much better when we're all together, doing things and loving each other and holding ourselves accountable to our goals and our dreams and our aspirations. Life does not have to end badly. It can end naturally, where we all have good memories and carry those memories on and those legacies on into our own existences and to other people's existences, and then we're all one big happy love family. The one thing that we all survive and thrive off of is love and chicken noodle soup. But moreover, that love. You take that away, you end up having people spiraling out uncontrollably, to the point where they don't even want to say anything anymore, to the point where you don't even recognize that they feel like they're not existence, that their mere existence is no longer necessary, that you can catch on to it before it gets too far. I will say my relative was amazing. Absolutely, unequivocally supported Be the Difference a time ago, did videos, wore the merch, bought the merch. Even when they had nothing, absolutely nothing, they still wanted to be a part of the vision, a part of being that one person for many people. Because I was in need of people supporting the brand so that I could continue to purchase the things that I needed to purchase in order to be present for others. They were that one person at one point in time, but then they got lost in the mix. If you ask me if I feel bad about what happened, if I felt like I could have done anything more or less, I did everything I could. Absolutely so, I did. So I can't shed any tears for that. I did as much as joy could do for the time that I could. There are different variables and reasons as to why this happened. But trust me, when I tell you, I was that one person. I actively tried to be that at least one person. I'm not saying I was the only person. Let me correct that. I was not the only person. They had a nice support system. But me being in my life, playing a role that I could play, I knew I was that one person doing the best that they could to make sure that they didn't give up. But when things get out of control, I couldn't be that one person anymore. But nevertheless, I still was going to be, or am going to be, that one person for anybody in need, whether it be one person or a bunch of people. And I don't simply need people to tell me what's going on in their lives. It's just simply being present, simply trying to be kind and showing kindness and kindness in deed and in action. That's my way of being that one person for many people. And that's all you have to do too. To be that one person for many people, just be kind. If anything, that kindness love. Y'all, I told you, like, I'm not there. I'm not all right. I'm not all right. But as I was driving, there was one person for me while I was driving. A crossing guard met eye to eye with me, just smiled. And it took me away from how badly I felt or feel. They met my need. Didn't even know it. But you see what I'm saying? How just even a smile can help even someone like me. Just be kind. Start off by doing that more. Start off by being kind. And then be active. Be actively kind. Not needing a reward for being kind. Because you want to be a guide in light to a world that just needs love. And you never will give up. Oh my goodness, y'all see how that all matched? Even how that all matched all together. Regardless, it all matched all together. Didn't know why I wrote that down, but it all still matched together. And it all still encompasses that love. I don't think I'll ever fully recover from this loss. But I will use this loss as a lesson to me and a reminder that I'm needed in someone's life. Let this lesson be to you that you are needed in someone's life. Let this lesson be to you that you are valuable, that you're never ever going to give up on pursuing becoming more whole and going on that journey to be more whole. So that you don't look at yourself as the way you think the world perceives you as nothing. Nothing. So that we can grab more people and they can come back to love. And they can help these people. And maybe there'd be less fighting. Yeah. So, I'm definitely going to be traveling, when I find out all of the logistics. I'll be traveling just to show my final respects. Even though there's nothing to show, there's nothing there. But, yeah. Let's become the solution, y'all. Let's become the solution so that our world can become more whole. So more people go on the journey and see how important it is to be whole. So we have less people on this side. That millions can turn into thousands. That thousands can turn into hundreds. Because if we're more actively showing kindness and not needing a reward, but just wanting to be a guide because we never want to give up on humanity, we will be so much further as a society, as a community, and as people. So, we can get back to this level of love that we yet not understood as a baby, but understand now as an adult how important it is to be active in other adults' lives, other adult children, adolescents, infants, whatever the case may be. Because someone is always going to be in need of our love. That's what it all boils down to. Please know that you are beautiful and amazing. There is no mistake about you. Every single thing that you've gone through in your life, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, does not determine the remaining portions of the life that you can live, does not determine that you don't have to, or that you cannot be the one person that can help millions of people, or even hundreds of people, or even just one person. Because the more of us that survive, get it at btdllc.com. The more of us that survive, the less we'll want to end prematurely, or what we think is prematurely. Knowing that they feel that alone in the world. Millions of us walking around, hundreds of us walking around, and there's one person or two people or a bunch of people who just don't feel like their existence is important. You are important. You are necessary. You are needed. You are loved and you are loved. You are important. You are necessary and you are needed. You are love and you are loved. May the rest of your day, evening, morning, or night be as amazing as it could possibly be. May you consider really becoming that one person for one, or if you are in need, telling somebody that you are in need. Reaching out. It's a two-way street. But if you can't get to that two-way street, that's why we have more of us being that one person to meet that need. But if you absolutely have the little will inside of you to say, listen, I need help. I'm not good. I'm not okay. Please, somebody listen to me. Be that. Say so. Because you are necessary. You are needed in this world. I'm a little more okay than I was before I started. I guess because I'm talking about it, which is healing in itself. Just look at that if you can. I don't know how well you can see this. I can't even really see it, but just a little zoom in on your phones or your computers or your televisions, whatever the case may be. Just zoom in and notice where it all began, where it may have started falling apart, where you may have started contributing to that falling apart. But then somebody came along, helped you on your journey so that you could become more whole, to avoid taking matters into your own hand so you can help more people. That's the circle right there. I appreciate you guys for being here. Whether you contributed a like, a share, or if you followed, whatever the case may be, I am here because I desperately don't want to have to hear another story of someone feeling that alone. Let's all be responsible and pick up that Just pick it up. Pick up that cross and be responsible, and know that we can be responsible for other people. We can be. And it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to be a counselor. Just be nice. Just be nice. Show a little concern from time to time. Go out of your way from time to time. And remember, when you are in a room full of people, there's going to be at least one or two people who feel like that's going to be their last night. So you're not in shock and awe, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Because you've done your part and more people are doing their parts, that's the one type of death we don't have to hear too much about anymore. And we can actively change that statistic. We can. So anyway, y'all, there's nothing else to say. But I really do appreciate you guys. May the rest of your day, your morning, evening, or night be amazing. If you feel like someone needs to watch this or hear this, just share it. I gain nothing out of this but just wanting to see our people become more whole and that we don't lose another person. Not on their own doing. That we don't lose another person because they feel that alone. So share it with somebody. Listen to it a few times if you need to. Watch it a few times if you need to. But I would rather us talk about our issues, try to overcome some of our issues so that we can be happy all over again. And sometimes that happiness could be just a snap of a finger. That smile like that lady did to me today turned my frown upside down for a good 15, 20 minutes. But then I started thinking again, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to talk to them. I have to buy this oak tag just because I knew what I was about to do. But I remember her. I remember the smile. I remember the smile. And that's enough for me to keep going. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, or form in a mind state of wanting to do some harm to myself. Absolutely not. I'm never. But I am in a state of numbness, of hurt, of wish that I could have done something when I know I couldn't. But it just puts me in the perspective of I just have to do more. At least for me. I am willing to do more because I want our world to be better. Every day. And if it means me putting aside my ego from time to time to just keep the peace, I will do it. Because I love how fulfilling love really is. And I want everybody to know that fulfillment, to feel it. Not just to know it, but to feel it in their very fiber in their souls, to feel it. Because when you feel love, that genuine love where there's no requirements for you to get it, to receive it, to give it. That's an amazing feeling. And this is why I know I could never do anything to myself. No harm, no self-harm to myself, because I know what that love feels like. And I just want to spread it as much as I can and as often as I can. And being vulnerable about how I feel temporarily, I don't mind. If it can help one person, then that makes me happy. That makes my soul happy. That makes me feel like this whole thing was worthwhile. Just putting this diagram together and showing you how I felt as a teenager how I feel as an adult, how I feel currently. In order to be a blessing, you have to get a blessing, and you have to go through some things to understand what blessings really mean and where they come from. I cannot do my life on my own. Absolutely not. If there was nobody there, I probably would be in that same position. But you guys show up. Some of you reach out, not many. That's the truth of it. Not many people reach out. It's okay though, because I know what love is. And I feel love when people receive it from me. That's enough of a reward for me. And I was built to be okay with not being, reached out to often. I was built for it. Because if I wasn't, I would not be standing in front of you. I could not be standing in front of you with all of the tests and the trials that I've gone through already. I could not be here right now if I wasn't built to be okay, sometimes not receiving what I feel people need. It's okay, because I feel the love inside. My ancestors have me, God got me. People who subconsciously reach out to me got me. People who know my heart have me. People who say nice things to me. Strangers. They're the one person for me when others don't see me. That's just the honest truth of it, right? We gotta be honest. And I'm not saying all of that for you to jump and be like, oh my goodness, Joy, how are you? Like, you don't have to do that. Only do it when you feel led to. Okay? Because I'm not used to it. I probably would think that you're crazy. So you got to ease me in, okay? You got to ease me in if you really want to try to be somebody for me. You got to ease me in and just be like, But I'm good because I know what love is. And I felt it. So anyway, y'all. That's all I have to say. But this episode is in honor of my relative. I just wish that it didn't have to end this way, but you can't be too upset with you can't be too upset with people who feel like they have nothing to give, no one to live for, not even for themselves. You can't be upset with that. I just feel bad that that's the mindset that so many people have and that they had at the time of their demise. All right, y'all. So I guess I'll go work some more because I have a couple of, thankfully I have a couple of, let them go by. I have a couple of things that are lining up, which are pretty cool, and I'm thankful for. Just keep on being the best version of yourself as often as you can. And that's it. So, my name is Joy from Be the Difference. If you are in need of any inspirational clothing, if you like this message, I'm a survivor, never defeated, you can go to the link in your description or straight to the website, btdllc.com, and grab it for yourself. Wear it because you have no idea the person that may see you wearing it may hit a string, that might be your way of showing kindness to them, because they're like, oh my goodness, I am a survivor and I can't give up. That could be another way of you showing kindness and not even having to say a word. Makes sense to you now, right? Why we do what we do, why we're not as mainstream as everybody else. This is why we do what we do. That be the difference. Please follow, please share, please subscribe, because anything that you donate or purchase goes right back into building up the business even more, so that we can do more for more people. And I'm appreciative of that. I appreciate every single last one of you that show concern in my life, that show me love whenever you can, that really care about me. I really do appreciate that, and it doesn't go unseen and unnoticed. Sometimes I'm just like, it could be a little bit more evident, but it's okay. At least you try. You're in one of these categories. Last but not least, if you have not gone on your journey yet to become more whole, to kind of overcome some of those traumas, to kind of overcome some of those thoughts that you're not needed, that you're not necessary, that you're not lovable, that you're not loved, that you are just not enough, that your purpose is no longer necessary, that you have no purpose. If that is you, just know that you are absolutely necessary. You are vital. You are needed. You are one of the people that I desperately want to make sure you don't believe that lie, and that I care about you, that I'm concerned about you. My inbox and my phone is always open to people. If you need to reach out, I'm always going to be around. As long as I see it and hear it, I will be around. I will always try to be doing my part to help our world continue to be more WHOLE, because I understand I don't want anybody to feel alone. I may not want people to feel alone, but some people just, there's always going to be the other side to it. But as much as I can help, with whatever strength, fortitude that I have, I want to try my best to be kind, to be loving. So if you've ever misunderstood me and not know who I really am, I am human. I do hurt from time to time. I may not articulate myself correct all the time, but I never mean any harm. Never. So, I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's see, what am I gonna go live again? I'll probably go live tomorrow, because I'll have some things to print tomorrow. So we'll continue with music and the dancing and whatnot. And just keep coming by. If you are that one person or a few people who feel like, you want to give up, just keep coming by. Even if you just have to be an observer in the bushes, and not want to tell people that it's you that needs help. Even if that's you, just keep coming by. Keep coming by. Keep showing up until you feel comfortable speaking to someone. It does not have to be me, but speaking to someone so they can help you work through whatever issues, whatever traumas, whatever desperate need that you have. Let them help you so that you can be on the other side helping others. This world will thrive from the love that we continuously give it. Okay, I'm gonna go now, because I think I won't stop. I'll find something else to mention about it, But yes. I'll see you guys very soon. Oh, let me end Hello World the proper way. My name is Joy from Be the Difference, and I am so thankful that you were here. We are signing off on another episode of Hello, world. Yes. I'll see y'all later.